All right, here we go. We are live this morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here in the Extol Media Studios in Uptown New Albany on this Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. It is December the 17th. We made it past the hump of the month as well, and to some warmer weather. It is in the 40s this morning. It's the warmest start we've had so far this month, and we're going to be in the 50s for this afternoon. In fact, it looks very nice out there as we look live here with our live cam, again, outside of our Extol Media Studios in the corner of Vincennes and Market in New Albany. So it is looking good out there here this morning. Loving to see a little bit of that sunshine and, again, some of those milder temperatures. Now, what we will talk about today, by the way, thanks for joining us. If you're watching the replay a little bit later this afternoon or evening, it is Wednesdays with Weddington. So we're going to have Brad Weddington, local custom home builder. You can see the information at the bottom. Please, at any time, drop in a question if you have anything you're concerned about or you're just wondering about, want some more information about, maybe it's HVAC, maybe it's roofing, maybe it's landscaping, whatever it might be. Drop a question in the comments. Interactive interview here coming up live with Brad Weddington of Weddington Custom Homes, and that should be around 10:10 or so. And then we're going to be digging into the weather models. As always, this is Ben at 10, so this is your weather show for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, Kentucky, beyond. So ask any question you like. Drop in a hello, a good morning. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And again, we will first, right off the bat, get to your forecast here. And in the beginning, we have just a few clouds passing on by, a few sprinkles down kind of close to Bowling Green, Kentucky, but it looks like we'll be dry for today. And just a nice Wednesday. Now, tomorrow is a different story. We are going to be bringing in, let me add this up to the stage, your weather headlines here. We're going to be bringing in some windy showers, some wind gusts around 30 to 40 miles per hour for our Thursday. And some of the wind gusts, again, could be over 40 at times. We're under what's called a marginal risk of severe weather for tomorrow, which is the lowest level, 1 out of 5. So an isolated damaging wind gust possible for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. I think the best chance of that rain is going to be tomorrow afternoon, and then wrapping up at around 9 p.m. Thursday. Could pick up around 3/4 of an inch of rainfall for tomorrow. And then it's a quick cold shot for Friday. We might even sneak in a couple flurries early Friday morning. We're looking at 20s Thursday night, maybe a couple slick spots to watch for early Friday if we don't completely dry out the roads. Something called flash freezing as temperatures drop quickly behind a cold front, behind rain. Highs in the 30s for Friday, and then a quiet and cool weekend, and then a warming trend still in the forecast as we head toward Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, with still some 60s that will be possible here for us. So this is a look on the left at 1 p.m. tomorrow as that rain is starting to move into the area, and then at 5 p.m. on the right side right there. So we're looking at, again, some steady and at times heavy rainfall in that forecast here for tomorrow. And not much happening today, thankfully. It is nice and quiet across the region, and a little bit of sunshine out there to enjoy. And I did not even bring a coat today because we were starting off in the 40s. Now, earlier in the season, maybe I would be bringing the coat in the 40s, but we're getting used to these milder temperatures here. So loving the warm up. Our last 2 weeks of December will be the warmest 2 weeks of December. We've got Orlean Whitlow with a good morning, trying to get some sunshine there. 46 with the temperature there. Thank you for that report. Beverly Haggis, good morning from Borden, Indiana. Christian Walker with a good morning. 41 and Carmel, Indiana, 15 days until New Year's. Christian on that second cup of coffee, going for the third. I'll cheers to that. I'm on number 2. And we've got Dennis Gregory in the house here this morning. Happy sunny Wednesday from Bedford. Feeling great with that morning walk. My daughter was zipping right by you past Bedford this morning, heading back to Bloomington for a couple of finals today and tomorrow. So good luck to my daughter Hannah on those finals. Biology and chemistry, a couple tough college courses. Lillian Lasley with a good morning from Litchfield, Kentucky, with 46 degrees. Common temperature here this morning looks like, again, in the 40s. So loving the warmer start, our warmest start so far this month. And let me bring this up to the stage here. This is, again, this is WeddingtonCustomHomes.com. If you want to learn more about Brad Weddington and what he has to offer, you can always head right there. But again, in the bottom, in the comments, let us know if you have any questions for around the home. Hey, I want to remind you, too, that we always have your weather resources here. We have put this together. We spent a lot of time on it. We got your weather stories and interactive maps, a couple different versions of the interactive maps that you can play around with. 47 degrees, the current temperature here. You've got your daily weather forecast that takes you through into Christmas Eve. You've got your hourly forecast for today. It's got highs in the 50s. I'm going to go 58 tomorrow with the windy rain, 100% chance of that rain. Here's my brand new 7-day forecast that I posted. I've got a new weather story that I've written up for you there with your weather history, your weather jokes, and that weather countdown. Here's your severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center. Day 1, day 2. Day 2 risk is what has us in a level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk. It is marginal is what that is called. And that is for, again, the potential of some isolated strong wind gusts. This is one of my favorite interactive maps right here. I am clicking on it. I am backing out and zooming in, zooming around. There's a play button bottom left that'll do the future radar for you. Here's a look at the beautiful satellite image across the area with the sunshine. The snowpack is melting off. That's what you see right here, north of 64, basically. And the area-wide temperatures here looking a lot better in the 40s in most spots. That cold air has retreated to the north. But again, there are dozens of weather layers here that you can play around with. As I hit play on the Futurecast, the future radar, you have a little scroller at the bottom. And as you hit play, you're going to start to see the rain move in for tomorrow. So now we're in a Thursday morning right here. And then here's Thursday afternoon. There you can see that rain. And then that would be snow off to our north over Wisconsin in Minnesota, and then I'll pass the east of us by around 9 p.m. tomorrow. So lots of cool stuff you can check out right there. Here is a live look at some of that sunshine across the area with the Falls of the Ohio camera, fallsoftheohio.org, Falls of the Ohio Foundation. Looking lovely out there, kind of a mixed sky of some high cirrus clouds, filtering out a little bit of that sunshine. And again, I want to thank our partners here before we really dig into that forecast. Weddington Custom Homes. We're going to talk with Brad here in just a second. Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg, right here in our backyard, powering the workforce here in Southern Indiana and Metro Louisville with dozens of 2-year certification programs. Yesterday was Tuesdays at the Tech. You can get registered, though, if you want to learn more with one-on-one information right there at their beautiful campus at Highway 311 and I-65, 9 miles north of Louisville. But you can find a ton of information with their calendar. They've got different sessions that are happening throughout the year that you can jump on and get started. They're going to meet you where you are at. You can click on the Ivy Experience and see different tours and videos and lots of stuff there at ivytech.edu, and then go to the Sellersburg location. I want to thank our partners here, too, at Lyons Roofing, Lyons Roofing. When we get these windy, wet storms like tomorrow afternoon, you got to watch out for any leaky spots. If you got any issues, call them, 812-294-3595. We have had it happen at our house before. A little bit of water on a windy storm gets underneath some of that flashing, can cause a few leaks. Might want to get that checked out. If you have any gutter issues, again, you can go right here online, get a free estimate. That is Lyons Roofing right here in Memphis, Indiana, family owned. You can trust this company. They've helped me out. 812-294-3595. And you might have to partner up with your insurance. You can get a bundle here. You can get your insurance with your life insurance, your home insurance, car insurance. And when you bundle, you can save. You can save with the app. You can save with student discounts. And you can learn a lot more with Michael Long here, my insurance agent, 812-578-3072. You can go to amfam.com and just search Michael Long. It'll take you right to his page right there. So, again, we're talking about a beautiful start to the day. And I want to remind you as well, as always, anytime, if you want to get a hold of me, Ben at extolmag.com. So if you want to ask a weather question, easy way to contact me. I look forward to your emails. And if you want to learn about, for your business or organization, advertising and marketing solutions, we've been reaching 2.1 million views over the last 28 days on my page alone. That doesn't include the power of Extol Media and all the other social media platforms and YouTube and all that fun stuff. Again, if you want to learn more about that, that's how you can reach us. Again, the weather headlines today, dry and milder today. We got some sunshine. We're going to be heading into the 50s this afternoon. some windy, gusty rain showers tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. We're going to be looking at that with the weather models here in just a second. Quick cold shot Friday, and then a quiet and cool weekend. Nice to have a chill weekend here for us. On the left side is your 1 p.m. future radar map Thursday for tomorrow, and then 5 p.m. on the right side. What you don't see is the potential of 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, and maybe even a little bit higher than that. Okay, your stupid weather jokes for today. Why did Frosty freak out when it warmed up? He had a meltdown. Our Frosty is having a meltdown that my daughter and I built earlier in the week. Did you hear about the rude snowman? He didn't care at all. Carrots is part of that joke. I warned him about starting his own ski slope. It's a slippery slope. It's just all about puns today on the stupid weather jokes. All right, today's weather history. 1903, Orville Wright piloted the first powered airplane 10 feet above a windswept beach in North Carolina. The flight lasted 12 seconds and covered 120 feet with 27 mile per hour winds. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that on a windy December day, but he was probably excited to get out and try the brand new airplane. 1924, a severe ice storm covered central Illinois with ice and sleet. Springfield was hit hard with 75% of the trees damaged. On the 28th, the temperature fell to 18 degrees below zero. In 1981, 8 inches of snowfall in Monroe and Brown counties with 4 to 7 inches elsewhere across central Indiana. And in 1983, the temperature at Oklahoma City dropped below freezing and did not rise above 32 degrees until New Year's Eve, setting a record length of sub-freezing weather conditions. The countdown continues. Hey, winter finally begins in 4 days. Christmas in 8 days. Time change in 81. Spring, 3 months out, 93 days. Our forecast for your Wednesday. Today, hump day, 54 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy. We're seeing some sunshine out there now, though. South wind at around 5 to 10, sunset at 5:24. Our sunsets are getting a little bit later. Sunrise is a little later, too. 42 our low tonight, so it'll be mild again for this time of the year. Tomorrow's forecast, mainly dry in the morning, picking up the rain chances in the afternoon and evening. I think most of that rain is gone by, again, 9 p.m. A mild day and gusty with a high of 58. And then our 7-day forecast, a quick cold shot of air Thursday night into early Friday. Might sneak in a couple flurries if the roads don't quickly dry out, which they should Thursday night with those breezes. Once that rain ends, there could be a couple slick spots, especially on bridges and overpasses to watch out for early Friday. 35 the high Friday, back to some coats for a day, and then 52 milder Saturday, some 40s and some sunshine on Sunday. Now we're trending milder once again. Notice we're going to make a run at 60 degrees for Christmas Eve. And we'll have some spotty light rain showers around that time as well. So it is also that time to bring up my buddy Brad Weddington to the stage. Let me put in my earpiece so I can hear Brad here. You got me?
I got you. You got me?
I got you, buddy. Thanks for being on. This is our third Wednesdays with Weddington in a row here. We're packing them together because, of course, we got a little Christmas break coming up. So good morning, sir. I thought you might be able to be tough enough to be outside, but that's all right.
I could have tried it, but man, we got some warm weather coming in, don't we?
We do. So if you've had some time off in the building business because of the bad cold weather, you might have to get back to work.
It's part of the job.
All right. So do you have any Christmas plans? Any little vacations, Weddington vacations?
We're going to do a little one. I think from the 28th of December to the 31st, we're going to go up to Chicago for a couple, 3 nights and hang out up there. My crew and my sister's crew is going up there. So it'll be a good time.
There you go. All right. Are you ready for some questions? Also, if you're watching the show, drop a question in for Brad. I will be checking those comments. This is live. This is interactive. You can ask whatever you would like. So drop Brad a question here. So let me go ahead and bring this up to the stage. By the way, Brad Weddington is a local custom home builder right here in Southern Indiana. He built my house 11 years ago, and then my mom's house 7 years ago, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I got a few questions for Brad right here. Let me get rid of our little names below. So Brad, what's one trend? I think I've got 4 questions for you today, but anyway, what's one trend you love and one trend you'd like to see disappear fast? Might be kind of a tough question.
I'd say one of the things I love that I'm seeing more and more on floor plans is when we incorporate the laundry room off of the master closet. I think that's really cool. We're starting to see, like I said, we're starting to see that more and more. And when you think of your home, you know, proximity to the laundry room, especially when the kids are younger, the closer it can be to the master bedroom, the better off you're going to be. And then as far as items that I could do without, as funny as it sounds, Ben, because you really liked it, the little Costco doors into the pantries. And the only reason
Wait a minute, are you saying do without it?
Yes.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is because while I do think they're really cool and they're trendy, I do think that.
This is a hot take here.
When you look at, I always look at value for the money. That's always my big thing.
Yes.
And when I look at, okay, we're going to pop this little bitty door from the garage to the pantry to make it easier to get groceries in. Well, most of the time, as soon as you come into the house from the garage, the pantry's pretty daggone close to that doorway already. And so anytime you do a door from a garage to a house, that has to be a 20-minute fire rated door. So that little Costco door is about $500. Okay. So not a tremendous amount, but not as cheap as people would think. Okay. And then on top of that, where you pop that little door in, you kind of lose any shelf space in that area.
Right.
See what I mean? Because you've made a pass-through area. So you kind of lose that shelf space. So
are you kind of 50-50 on this?
I'm kind of 50-50.
Because you built them.
I built them. I'll build what the people tell me to build. But I've built them. I think if it's a very large pantry, cool, you're good to go. But on some of the smaller ones where they pop the little doors in, it almost robs more space than it's good for, if that makes sense.
Kind of surprised by the answer. But back to the laundry room off the master. What if the master is on the first floor and then you've got two kids' bedrooms upstairs? There's actually more clothes upstairs than downstairs.
Yep. And what we do on situations like that, if the primary laundry room is going to be on that second floor, because that's where all the secondary bedrooms are, a lot of times if the master closet is large enough, we'll find a spot in there to do a stackable. So you almost have two separate laundry areas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Must be nice.
When you got a 2-floor house. Oh, yeah. It's definitely nice.
We had a fire truck going by. Exact same time yesterday, we had a fire truck going by.
Nice.
So back to your Costco door in price of cool things, because custom homes are all about putting cool things in there that the customer wants. There is the law of diminishing returns, meaning you put a lot of cool stuff in there that might cost a lot. It might not add value to the actual home. Have you ever run into that?
Yep. I've run into that. I've run into where appraisals is the main thing in what I do, because an appraiser has to look at the set of plans. So when you're getting a construction loan, that bank is gonna take the land and the plans and the specs that I put in there, and they're gonna order an appraisal as if that house is done. So they have to find comps, and a comp is basically a comparable home within a certain distance to see the value of that home. It's harder on custom homes because we do put so many of those little extras into it that it's hard for an appraiser to appraise that, versus it's hard to find an apples to apples appraisal for that appraiser. So that sometimes can be a struggle. And sometimes I even have to have conversations with the appraiser to explain to them, okay, here's the type of flooring going in. Here's the type of cabinets and countertops. This isn't a normal quote unquote build. So, you run into those challenges sometimes, but normally once you talk it over with them and they understand what you're doing, they'll work with you on it.
And if the client has enough cash, it doesn't matter anyway. But
right. Sometimes it's a moot point, but everybody always looks at, nobody wants to build something that's way more than what it's valued at. Even if money's a moot point, they still want to make sure they're getting a good investment, and we have to make sure we've got it priced right. So that's a moving target, man. That's tough. It's a little bit easier over the past 2 years, but man, 2020 to 2023, it was extremely tough because the prices were they're rising at such a fast pace.
Yeah, and just the lumber and all that stuff. Question number 2. What's one thing you wish every person understood before they hire a builder? And actually, I went to your website. I can actually bring this up, and you've got a little blog on here. And one thing you put on here was key questions when selecting a custom home builder. I thought this was pretty relevant, like a home warranty.
Yep. So state of Indiana requires us to cover any workmanship defects for a year and the foundation for 10. So that's part of it. The state requires that kind of coverage. So that's something that comes along with it. A big thing when you're selecting your builder, you're going to, on a custom build, you're going to communicate with your builder quite a bit more than if you were to buy just a completed home or a home that was almost done. Make sure that you guys are on the same page. That's the biggest thing. Different personality types are different. So make sure that whoever you're going to work with, you guys are you're on the same level as far as communication goes. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And I felt like you were very flexible when we built with you, and so flexible. In fact, I know it was one of your first custom homes, but you even let me help work with trim and save a little, save some bucks here and there with my own little labor I could provide.
That was a little different stage in the career path for me, for sure. We're not that in depth anymore, but we still do dive in. I mean, I met with somebody yesterday that, they looked at the pricing of the home, no issues with that, but they've got a friend that does heating and air, and they wanted him to be able to do their house. And I said, well, here's what I have plugged in for that activity. I don't have a problem if you want to use somebody that's a friend of yours, as long as they're licensed, insured, and that task is going to be covered by you. I'm good to go.
I had fun watching you work and learning all kinds of stuff. So maybe I was kind of annoying hanging around the house every time you were there. All right, here we go. We got question number 3. Let me try to get us out of the way for that one. What's the biggest budget surprise people run into that could be avoided?
Well, maybe not. Some of these things can be avoided, but some of them are just planning. And what I mean, so let's say you're ready to build this custom home and you've got a piece of property that is perfect for it. Let me come out and look at the property, because what you're wanting to build might not be the best thing to put on that land, depending on the way the land's lying. But one of the biggest surprises people can run into is rock. When you're digging a basement, you hit rock. Now, what I mean by it can't be avoided, if this is your property and this is where the house is going, it kind of is what it is. But a way to prep for it is more than likely, you're going to have to dig some test holes for a septic before we can get the septic permit. When we have the machine out there digging for the septic, if we know where the house is going to go, we can say, hey, while that machine's out here, let's dig maybe 2 test holes where this house is going to go. Let's see if we're even going to hit rock. That way we can prep in the front end, because we know the level of the rock there. So we can kind of plan ahead for that.
Very good. Very good. All right. I think those are all the questions I've got. Anything you want to add here before the holiday season going into 2026? Folks want to get a hold of you if they're thinking about building.
Well, they can always reach me on the website. You can go to weddingtoncustomhomes.com, There's a form fill there. You can reach out to me that way. You can always call me. It's super easy to reach out to me that way, 502-210-1812. Give me a call anytime. As far as scheduling goes, we're getting pretty booked up for the year. So we still do have some availability for late 2026 that we're working through.
Okay.
But there still definitely is a couple openings in there. And we'll see. I don't know. I've kind of liked the size that we're at, but we might grow a little bit. Who knows?
Very nice. I'm scrolling through the webpage right now. So there you go. We've got information at the bottom of the screen. If you ever want to reach out to Brad, maybe get the conversation rolling and learn more about the process and how to get going on your very own custom home. Brad, you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. We'll see you in 2026.
You do the same, Ben, and keep the weather normal. I know you say I always hit on the weather at the end, but we got like 60s coming in.
I know we're going to get above normal, which typically means rain, unfortunately, this time of the year. So at least we're thawing out a little bit here. And by the way, I just want to thank you for being a partner of Extol Weather and part of the show this year.
Yeah, we'll do it again next year, Ben. We'll keep going.
All right, sounds good, man. And we'll see you later.
We'll see you, Ben.
Let's get to the forecast here. And again, thanks, Brad. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in anytime. We can always get to them next time. And again, we are looking at some lovely conditions here on this Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, December the 17th. I did see a few comments pop in while we were chatting away. Let me go ahead and hide that scroll there at the bottom of the screen and bring it up, that beautiful view that we have across the area. It is about that time to dig into the weather models and plan out our busy day tomorrow as far as gusty winds and rain that are going to be on the way here for us. We've had, let me see, we've got Christian up there in Indianapolis. You might get a few flurries to mix in. Not a big deal there. We had the weather jokes earlier. Lillian loving the weather jokes. Orlean saying that's a good weather joke as well. Christian liking the weather jokes. John Fox, the good morning. Beverly liking the jokes. And Lillian saying, Brad, that is a beautiful house. He does do some great work for our area as far as home building. And again, a quick look at the 7-day forecast, and then we'll dig into the data here for you. So what we're looking at is a 100% chance of rain tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and some wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour, maybe isolated higher than that as that front moves through, around 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. This is my least favorite, getting a bunch of rain in the wintertime. It just makes things muddy. It just can't dry out. And then we're looking at chilly weather into Friday, 35, cool and quiet this weekend. Then we got Wednesday next week, which is Christmas Eve, pushing for a high near 60 degrees. So we still have some of the mild temperatures here in the forecast for you. And again, quiet conditions that we have across the region out there now. We've got a little slice of sunshine moving through the area with some sprinkles. It looks like down just south of Bowling Green, Kentucky, and into Tennessee. But it looks like a pretty nice day today, just a light south breeze at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and bring up the high-resolution weather models, and this is going to take us through tomorrow evening and help you plan ahead with the steady and at times heavy rainfall on the way. So bringing up the HRRR high-resolution rapid refresh weather model, I'm going to jump ahead to tomorrow morning. Just kind of out the door weather here for us. Notice it looks like it'll be dry with the rain lining up just out to our west and northwest. And then as we head towards lunchtime tomorrow, it looks like we might start to sneak in some of those showers along and west of I-65. This here is a snapshot at noon for our Thursday tomorrow. So afternoon, evening deal here for us with the rainfall going to around mid-afternoon. And I would say the gustiest winds, notice, are going to be kind of along that line right there. Let's go full screen with this. So this would be the sharp front. And notice a little more organization along that front right there. So scattered showers ahead of it. Then we might get a rumble of thunder. Then the severe weather threat's very low, by the way. not really concerned about severe weather, but there might be some isolated damaging wind gusts just because the winds are screaming just above the treetops here. And if we channel some of those winds down to the ground, again, it can get rather gusty. So at around 5 o'clock, notice this thin line of gusty rain moving through. This is around 5 p.m. tomorrow. When we look at, let's take a look at the 850 millibar winds. These are the winds at around 5,000 feet, so not too high up. And they're crazy. They're 60, 70 miles per hour. So you don't want that to channel down to the ground with those rain showers. So huge low-level jet is what we call that, flowing into a strong area of low pressure. These are the winds, again, around 5,000 feet. Let's go down lower, closer to the ground, and actually just go, we'll go surface wind gusts. And this is that leading edge, and it's showing plus 40 mile per hour wind gusts possible. And what I'm going to do is wait until that moves on through to take my trash cans down to the street, because that's pretty blustery. You might end up with a wind advisory as that moves through the area. So the winds, a story tomorrow. Now, it will be pretty warm before that moves through our area. We will be well into the 50s, and I think we might see some areas reach the upper 50s before that moves through. And then we're going to get, there's kind of two fronts that move through. The first one, late tomorrow afternoon and evening. So it's kind of a 1-2 shot here. So we got this front right there, and then we've got that more polar air back behind. And that more polar air begins to move in after midnight here for us. So as we go to the overnight, we might switch over to a little bit of flurries into early Friday. So here's the crashing temperatures as we go into our Friday morning. So going below freezing with 20s on the way. What you watch out for that, after a pretty heavy rain, we might pick up around a half inch to an inch of rainfall. What we need to watch out for with quickly dropping temperatures is what's called a flash freeze. So you got the rain ending by around 9 p.m. The roads are wet. There's not going to be a whole lot of evaporation. But the good thing is we'll have winds, which help dry out the roads. But if there are some puddles and still a little bit of moisture on the ground, as temperatures crash after midnight, there could be some frozen spots on the roads, especially the bridges and overpasses. Usually is not a big deal. But just want to mention that for early Friday with those temperatures, again, falling off the cliff here. And we'll go to our 7 o'clock in the morning temperatures here for Friday morning. And again, this is a quick cold shot. You can see that cold air dropping down from the north. We've got negative numbers up there. We're not going to be that cold. It's not going to be like the blistering cold that we just had. But starting off with temperatures in the 20s, still could be a little bit breezy for our Friday as well. So you're looking at probably wind chills a little bit colder than that. And here is our 7 a.m. wind chills. Again, pretty breezy with 20s, but it may feel like single digits and teens Friday morning because of the winds that are still blowing out there, unfortunately. Putting on the wind gusts here at 7 a.m. in the morning Friday. So we may have some 20 to 30 mile per hour winds Friday morning with temperatures in the 20s. So that air can bite right through you. So kind of a 1-2 punch. You've got the wind and rain Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, and then you got the cold blast and back to the coats for Friday morning. But it's just, again, a quick one-day cold shot back into, it looks like, around 50 degrees for Saturday afternoon. Gotta love the weather around here, right? Or do we? Do we have to love the weather around here? So kind of a wild 48 hours tomorrow and into Friday. And adding up the total amount of rainfall. So you're looking at, this is showing half inch. I would say generally maybe around 3/4 of an inch, half inch to an inch of rainfall total. No flooding or anything like that expected, but definitely going to be muddy, unfortunately, across the area. Okay, beyond that, we have got a quiet weekend. It looks like it will be dry Saturday, Sunday. Rain chances, looks like scattered light stuff Tuesday, Wednesday being Christmas Eve. Now we'll look ahead to the warm up on the way and some of those rain chances as we look a little bit farther out here. So I want to look at some of the good news, in my opinion, which are the temperatures. So I'm going to jump ahead to, we'll go Tuesday the 23rd. And let's plop this on here. Hey, there's Michael Long tuning in for the last half of the show. Loving the warm up. That's what we're talking about right now. And look at these numbers here off to our southwest. We're not going to get 70s, but it's close. It's close. So going into now our Christmas Eve, the 24th, that some of that bubble of warm air starting to move our direction. So this is showing those possible temperatures near 60 degrees, especially in Kentucky, maybe a little cooler over parts of Indiana, but definitely on the milder side, above normal temperatures here for Christmas Eve. The models are calling for the warmest temperatures actually Christmas Day. So Santa bringing a Christmas Day warm up. And the models for, 3-4 days in a row now, showing those 60s here for December 25th. So there's our 60s potential still there for Christmas Day. And then I think we just kind of fluctuate up and down as we head into the new year. But the really cold Arctic air is back where it should be here up in the North Pole. That's where you see these -20s, -30s. And the jet stream is kind of cutting that off as we look at the upper levels here with the 500 millibar winds. These are up at around 18,000 feet, which guide the air masses and weather systems. This is called a zonal flow or a laminar flow. It is directly from west to east. So it traps that cold polar air up in Canada. And then you get the warm air south of the jet stream. And we hover near or above normal for the most part here over the next couple of weeks. And we don't have the jet stream diving down south and bringing any of that really cold air anytime soon. So let's look ahead, though, and see if that jet stream does start to buckle at any point. So I'm just going here to the 26th. Still looks okay. Going to the 27th. So there's a dive in the jet stream right there. So now we're back to a wavy jet stream pattern. And this gets kind of extreme here. Out in the Pacific, a big dive and then a big hump in the jet stream. So this would be very warm out west. And then if this does dive south like that, that can open the door to some cold air over the Ohio Valley. This is on the 27th, so a couple days after Christmas time. And let's match up the temperatures and see if we do have that drop over our region. And there you can see it does drop. It's not like super polar air, but these are afternoon temperatures in the 20s, perhaps a couple days after Christmas Day. But when you get a wavy jet stream, it might be kind of short-lived. So I'm just going to bump ahead here to the 28th. Still looks chilly there. Going to the 29th. This should take us into the new year. Still chilly. Going into the 30th of December. Still on the chilly side. Warm out west. Here is New Year's Eve. And these would be kind of normal temperatures, 30s, 40s, something like that. And then New Year's Day into the new year, 2026 we go. And looking like January temperatures. Again, kind of close to normal for this time of the year. And then this is as far out as the good old GFS will go. But overall, the Arctic air is staying put up to the north. but it looks like after maybe some 60s Christmas Day, we could have some chillier air returning to the region. With that said, let's go back to when that comes in. Like that was like the 27th, just to see if any snow tries to pop back on the weather maps here. So I'm looking at precip type as that cold air returns to the area. So I'm going to go back to the 26th, I guess. So the day after Christmas. See if any system will move through here. Waiting on this guy to load up. That just shows like a little wintry mix. Not a big deal there. Don't see any big snow. In fact, I think we can look up the all the way through to January 2nd, the snow depth, and it really shows nothing for us. And so the snow goes north. So Canada, this is a look at the snow over the next 2 weeks, takes us into the New Year's. And that's what happens when the jet stream lifts to the north and bottles up all that cold air. So this shows no snow depth for our area over the next couple of weeks. So there we go. So that has been the long range outlook and been on a limb. Now the Storm Prediction Center, day 2. I just want to show you this real quick. This is day 2 severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center. They are a division of the National Weather Service that looks around the country for severe weather opportunities. This is tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening as that front moves through. The dark green is level 1 out of 5 of the severe weather risk category. So the lowest end risk of severe weather. This would just be 4 as this low-level jet moves over our area tomorrow afternoon. We might get an isolated wind gust that could be severe, could cause some isolated damage. I think that's a low threat. Generally, though, it is going to be windy tomorrow with those 30 to 40 mile per hour winds. So heads up there. Don't put any of those inflatable Christmas decorations out tomorrow. They will have a tough time. All right, let's get back to that forecast here at 10:42. And also look at that beautiful blue sky out there right now. Finally, a little bit of sunshine, some milder temperatures. We've been in the 40s this morning. It looks like we'll make it into the 50s this afternoon. Pretty happy hump day here with the weather. Let me get rid of that and bring this one up to the stage here. Look at our weather headlines today. Dry and milder today, and then we're looking at windy showers Thursday, as we just looked at. Christian Walker just covered that there for you. And Lillian Lasley, loving the sunshine out there for today. I think I answered that question there too for you there, Christian. And chilly weather for Friday, as we saw as well, then a quiet and cool weekend. There's a look at the model data with that rain on the left side at 1 p.m., so starting to move into the area as we head into the afternoon. And then mid to late afternoon, some of the gustiest rain showers. That's at 5 p.m. on the right side there. Stupid weather jokes of the day, since Frosty is melting away in our backyard that my daughter and I made. Why did Frosty freak out when it warmed up? Because he had a meltdown. Did you hear about the rude snowman? He didn't care at all. Carrot is the pun of that joke. I warned him about starting his own ski resort. It's a slippery slope. I'd like to get out and do some snowboarding and skiing this winter. Today's weather history, 1903, Orville Wright piloted the first powered airplane 10 feet above a windswept beach in North Carolina. The flight lasted 12 seconds and covered 120 feet with 27 mile per hour winds. Not sure why you'd pick a windy December day. 1924, a severe ice storm covered central Illinois in ice and sleet. Springfield was hit hard, 75% of the trees damaged. And on the 28th, the temperature fell to 18 degrees below zero. 1981, 8 inches of snowfall in Monroe and Brown counties in Indiana, 4 to 7 inches elsewhere across central Indiana. And in 1983, the temperature at Oklahoma City dropped below freezing and did not rise above 32 degrees until New Year's Eve, setting a record length of sub-freezing weather. Gotta love December. And we're only 4 days out until winter finally begins. 8 days until Christmas time change in 81, springtime in just a few months and 93 days. Your forecast today, 54 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy. We've got a little slice of sunshine over us right now. And then 42, we don't drop off too much for tonight. Finally, I've shut off the wood stove, finally not burning through all of the wood that we worked so hard on, and just using our good old HVAC system now that temperatures are above freezing. We got a heat pump, so as long as we're above freezing, it works really well. So we're back to that, and time to clean up the ashes and all that stuff and all the wood that we've had around the front porch. So tomorrow, I think it's mainly dry in the morning, and then as we go into the afternoon, rain picking up, 100% chance of that rain tomorrow afternoon with a high of 58 degrees. That is about 10 degrees above normal for this time of the year. And then crashing temperatures tomorrow night as we fall to the 20s. Might watch out for a couple slick spots on bridges and overpasses Friday morning. Otherwise, just a chilly, breezy day Friday. 35 will feel like the 20s. And Christian Walker, thanks for being a part of the show this morning. Thanks for the kind comments and the questions. Love it. You stay warm as well. Cool and quiet this weekend, 52 Saturday, 47 on Sunday. And then we climb back to near 60 degrees next Wednesday for Christmas Eve. There you can see Santa's sleigh there. And some spotty light rain showers possible next Tuesday, Wednesday. There you go. There it is. The big old forecast. I want to thank again my buddy Brad Weddington, local custom home builder. If you missed it, we just had an interactive interview live here and had some good information as always. If you ever want to get in contact with him, it's weddingtoncustomhomes.com. You may have saw the comment from Michael Long, my insurance agent, my mom's insurance agent, has been my insurance agent for about a decade now. So proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. You can find ways to save. He can help you out with many different opportunities there with life insurance, home insurance, car insurance, and more. Give him a ring, 812-578-3072. Tell him I sent you for that quote. They've had some price reductions recently. We like to hear that. And a shout out to our friends as well at Lyons Roofing, Lyons, family owned right here in our backyard, based out of Memphis, Indiana, but they got you covered on both sides of the river throughout Metro Louisville. Give them a call, 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your home. Get free estimates online here too at lionsroofingco.com. Also, another shout out to our partners at Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg. They've got dozens of 2-year certification programs. You can learn about student life and all that they have going on here at ivytech.edu. Click on locations. That'll take you to the Sellersburg location right there. You can learn all about what they have to offer, how to get connected, plugged in, how to pay for it, which is important to all of us, of course, and make sure those high school students are, especially juniors and seniors, looking at the dual credit program to spend less once you do get to college. So there are a lot of resources there for you. And you know what? They're powering our workforce here in Southern Indiana. I personally think those 2-year certification programs, those specialties are going to be super important in the decade to come because of AI and all that fun stuff. But I won't even get into that. I want to say cheers to you guys for tuning in this morning. From myself and Big Happy here at 10:48 on a December 17th. All right, so tomorrow, big day weather-wise. We're going to be tracking the gusty, windy rain showers on the way. And so we'll fine-tune that more hour by hour for you, looking at a cold Friday. And then tomorrow's 7-day will take us through Christmas Day. 2025 zipping by here for us. All right. Christian's got his last day of school before Christmas break. Same with my daughter. You have a wonderful winter break, and we'll see you later. And join us same time, same place. By the way, thanks for tuning in, whether it is on my page, or let me bring this up here. or on another route right here. This is extolmag.com. We've got our live show up right now. So thanks for liking or subscribing to our Extol Media channel on YouTube. Again, you can watch us live right there. Right now, live on YouTube. I won't blow up the universe by playing my live show on YouTube while I'm live, but there you can find it. So thanks also for checking out extolmag.com/weather, your Southern Indiana and Kentucky weather resource right here. Lots of maps here for you, and interactive maps as well. A lot of cool resources here at your fingertips. Hey, we're already making it into 50 degrees in Louisville right now. So feeling good out there. And thanks for maybe following or liking our Facebook page, my Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media, again on YouTube. All right, that's enough of me today. We will see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place, and for our Friday Eve, Thursday, December 18th. See you tomorrow morning.